This very flag is now the focus of America's attention. There's huge momentum behind a movement to have it taken down on the grounds it's seen as a symbol of racism and of the defense of slavery.
There were people I never would have expected standing up, pounding their desks at, this was 1:30 in the morning, saying we have to take this flag down.
I cannot believe that we do not have the heart to take a symbol of hate off these grounds on Friday.
But there were several legislators who were not in favor of bringing the flag down.
All we're going to do is we're going to disrespect these 20+ thousand men, black and white, that fought to defend your state.
I'm from the South and proud of the South, and proud of its flag.
And I wish I was in Dixie, hooray!
I don't hate anyone. I love all people. My daughter-in-law is black, and I love her, and I love her family, so it's not a black-white issue, it's a heritage issue.
What most people don't realize is that the Confederate flag hadn't flown over the state capitol for all that long. In the 1960s, as a response to the momentum of the civil rights movement, they seize upon the symbolism of the Confederate flag and then begin hoisting it at state capitals in order to symbolize their resistance and white superiority in the South. One of the things I find most striking about the Confederate symbol is that it's usually the side that wins a war that gets monuments. But here, it's the opposite. It's the idea that the Confederacy stood for Southern pride, that slavery was only tangentially connected to the cause of the Confederacy, in order to make it a kind of user-friendly version of Southern history. James Bessinger is a member of the South Carolina Secessionist Party. I was really curious about what someone would say in defense of the Confederate cause. How does the Confederate flag appear to him? What does this monument stand for?
To me, it represents the 260,000 Southern men and women who gave their lives in defense of the state against what they saw as a foreign invasion.
What do you make of the argument that this is commemorating an ugly part of American history, and this inflicts pain on African Americans who have to see the regime that wanted to hold them in slavery glorified on public ground?
In the war between the states, the North won, so the North has driven the narrative since then. But in the South, it was a completely different situation after the war. Southerners came home, their cities, their homes, their families were gone. So we don't expect people from outside of the South to see the monuments and to see the flag and to see Confederate history the way we do, because they're not from here. They don't have the same history as we do.
But 40% of the Southerners were black. So it's not like they're black or Southern.
You can choose to look at the Civil War as a political engagement, or you can just look at it from the soldier's perspective. That's the way I look at it. You'll never convince me that poor dirt floor farmers from Bamberg, South Carolina went and fought so that rich plantation owners in Richmond could keep their slaves. You risked your life because you were fighting for, your home. Flags can mean other things to other people.
The Confederate flag was established by people who said in their articles of secession that they were doing this in order to preserve slavery.
That flag wasn't a politician's flag. It wasn't a flag of the federal government of the Confederacy. It was a soldier's flag.
So in talking to James Bessinger, there was not a great deal that we agreed on. As a matter of fact, the one thing that we could agree on was the fact that people see these symbols very differently.